January 10th, 1979, my mama gave birth to this life of mine. 14 years later, turned into a life of crime. Addicted to these streets, military mind. Lord save me. This marijuana, coke, and liquor got me going crazy. Commemorating them words a long time ago. I'm saying ever since I can remember as a young kid, music been part of me and who I am. Seeing the world in a very colorful way. It was a long time coming. A lot of dreaming. I remember playing with pencil with my little brother, and that would be our action figures. Carry great football plays and just the imagination going wild. I remember my trip coming from Puerto Rico, 3 years old. My favorite artist being on there, Wilkins. And I even remember seeing him at the plaza and actually being on the flight to the United States of America, land of the free, where you can dream and be whatever you want to be. At least that's a dream they sold to me. You see, this is a story about a young man living a fast life, impulsive decision. This is a story of a person that will see the world in a different way, but at the same time, the same stuff. As I came to the United States, Yonkers, New York, family, trying to uplift and be able to migrate to a community. We from the west side of Puerto Rico, where it's more the tropical, the more the jungle area. So naturally, we looking for more of the country setting instead of big city setting. And we ended up in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, small city out the outskirts of Philadelphia, PA. You know what I mean? Right by Harrisburg, PA, the capital of PA. And been working hard ever since.
Buenas, saludos mi hermano. Yo sé que es algo difícil, pero queremos que nos cuentes por lo menos tu situación, tu historia, mano, sobre la trayectoria que has tenido, mi hermanito.
Mi nombre es Rolando González, como le dije. Pobre. En bajito le decían Los Pinos. Ahí. Yo me recuerdo, mano. Cuando yo era chamaquito. Después me tiré para la calle. Me tiré para la calle cuando tenía 9 años. Me le escapaba. A la vieja y el viejo, pero el viejo era más duro. La vieja era dulce, como una madre. Y empecé a pelear cuando tenía 12 años, en este vicio.
6 años.
12.
12. Ay, ay, ay. A un bebé.
La curiosidad mata el gato, como dicen. Vi al cuñado mío así tirado, chilling, me dio manía. Ninguno me quería vender. Por segunda mano yo la conseguí. Y me fui para el monte. Lo más malo que me pasó es que me cogí en el instante. Me casé. Me casé y me tiré atado. se puede controlar, pero siempre va a estar ahí. Pues 40 años y pico. En la katana, como le decimos nosotros, los boricuas. You know? Pero yo sé que Dios tiene algo para mí. Dios tiene algo bueno para mí. Me dio un amigo, un hermano, Noel. Yo conocí a Noel en el 2005.
Cuidado con la cámara.
En el 2005, para mí.
2005.
Ahí fue que yo conocí al maestro aquí, Noel. Vivimos juntos. Eso, doña, los niños, ¿recuerdas?
En ese tiempo yo estaba también ya activado, yo no sé, máster, y así, que me ayudó, todos socios. Fue bueno, upstate, shit.
Y de ahí para abajo hemos hecho una vista terrible. En las buenas estamos ahí, en las malas también.
That's what this is all about. I mean, de eso es esto, you know what I mean? Tantas relaciones y que tenemos en común, you know what I mean? Y por eso yo te pedí que fuera parte de esto, porque hemos caminado desde antes en el valle y lo ha visto ahora en lo que estamos haciendo, y
Se ve el cambio.
en la comunidad.
Se ve el cambio.
Para uno estar en un tiempo como ahora que tú estás contándonos parte de la historia, el dolor, el sufrimiento, explícale a la gente cómo cuando tú dices que te casaste, cómo es eso, que mucha gente que nunca han usado droga.
Intenta por primera vez. Te casas con esa cuando la primera vez tú te mangas una vena. Que vas a sentir la diferencia.
Como ya
te cogió.
algo ha cambiado.
Ya. ¿Entiendes? Ya te agajó. A la vez que te manga. Es difícil, ¿no es?
Y hoy en día, yo sé, tú eres un hombre de familia, estás criando tus hijas, estás con tu esposa. Eso ha sido parte del cambio.
Proceso.
Yeah,
Sí. Sí.
Y te ha ayudado mucho también.
Oye. Salir de aquí del Lancaster me ha salvado la vida. Pues si yo hubiera estado aquí, estuviera muerto por ahí también. Como muchos que han aparecido. La mierda esa de la meto.
Y
Enfermo ese.
Cuéntanos un poco de eso que tú has visto aquí, porque nosotros ahora mismo estamos, aquí en Agua Viva, aquí se encuentra de todo si uno está buscándolo, pero la gente que se ha muerto recientemente, por el corte que le están metiendo de ferno,
Enfermo ese, brother. Lo está matando a mucha gente, brother. Y yo le voy a decir algo, al que pillen con esa estampa, que se olvide de la calle, porque le van a sacar el alma.
Y Rolly, con el tema de esta película, yo como Forensic CPS, que soy bilingüe, gracias a las bendiciones de Dios, y tengo socios como tú a través del programa, y yo he visto el cambio, porque tú hablas de mí, pero yo he visto el cambio en ti, eso a mí una vez me da inspiración cuando yo me siento débil. Mucha gente no sabe de eso, que en este trabajo eso es lo que me ha ayudado. Yo te he dicho antes que ha sido algo que me mantiene tratando.
Sí, hemos sido una persona abierta nosotros.
Yeah.
Con nosotros eso no es secreto ninguno. Tengo algo que decirte, te lo digo, tienes algo que decirme, me dice, hermano.
Y las cosas de mental health común con la droga cuando te encuentras, ¿qué tú crees? Eso
está loco ahí, pues ahí está locado. Mira, ahora mismo ni médico tenemos, ahora mismo ni doctor tenemos. Entonces dicen que va a venir uno en abril. Mira. Y hace 2 meses que no veo el doctor psiquiatra.
Sí, pero le tienen a uno una cama en la cárcel rápido si uno Hacen el acceso tan fácil para uno estar en la cárcel o en un hospital, pero no te quieren dar la ayuda que necesitas para uno mantenerse bien. Entonces, eso mucho de yo estoy tocando este tema con esta película es para exponer y darle a la gente saber, en verdad la realidad. En la música yo me he movido, ha sido un vehículo que he usado para traer mensajes. Ahora mismo, lo que yo siempre he hablado es la realidad y mantenerse uno en la verdad. Y la verdad es que muchos hermanos de nosotros están muriendo acá afuera. Y parte de esto viene de corazón para poder despertar la conciencia, buscando en común. Yo sé cómo el mundo camina, porque no es que, ¿verdad? Uno ha tenido los dos lados, del dinero y del vicio, pero nada cambia a menos que uno haga el primer paso, y esto es para que la gente sepa en verdad cómo es que se expresa la calle.
Ahorita qué significaba que me casé. Ahí fue que el diablo se apoderó. Ahí fue que el diablo se apoderó de mí.
A través de la droga, ¿verdad?
Sí.
Mano, ¿y cómo de chamaquito tú sobreviviste? Porque yo he conocido chamaquitos que han estado en vicio en Puerto Rico también de temprana edad. ¿Cuál fue tu experiencia de ahí en adelante cuando eso pasó, mi hermano?
Terrible, pa. Terrible, me tiré. Yo cogí pera de los viejos. Dice, la vieja me daba con el palo de escoba. Es que nosotros le hacíamos maldades. Yo le hacía mucha maldad a mi vieja. Siempre me cogía.
Si tú le pudieras decir algo a alguien que está viendo esta película ahora, y expresándote de tu experiencia y el movimiento y cómo tú te sientes hoy, ¿qué consejo tú le darías a esa persona el día de hoy?
Bueno, de que se puede, se puede. El que quiere poder. Si tú no quieres salir del hoyo, ahí te quedas. Y más con esa. Ya he perdido 4 matrimonios, pero de esa no he podido divorciar. Estoy hablando a 42 years. I'm 55. No, sí.
Pero hoy en día está en mucho mejor paso.
Oh, yeah, bro.
Y Dios te ha ayudado.
Dios me sacó de aquí. Dios me sacó de aquí.
Y por eso estamos hoy dando la historia, porque eso estoy esperanza que sí se puede.
Que sí se puede.
Siempre, eso es la primera cosa que tratamos de quitarnos nosotros, el decir que podemos.
Sí se puede.
Si uno no lo cree, no va a aparecer la verdad. Con esa estamos. Vigilante, papi.
Bueno, se me cuida, hermano, y gracias por todo, ¿viste?
Gracias a
por su
ustedes.
tiempo y de verdad, pues, hermano, estos testimonios hay que recogerlos porque esto es lo que puede ayudar a la juventud mañana, de aquí a 2 años, de aquí a 3, 4, 5, 7 años. Alguien va a ver esto y se va a reflejar en ti, brother, y tú vas a ayudar a esa persona, ¿viste? Te doy las gracias por ser bravo de verdad y pararte de frente y hablar sobre tu situación, hermanito, ¿viste?
Hermano, sí.
Muchas bendiciones, brother, a ti y a tu familia, y eche para adelante, caballero.
That's like herding cats with that.
Lately you're changing. Look what's come around. Say you're breathing easy. The strength you found.
Public library, I'm saying? A lot of people like that, it's out here, they be chilling in there, stay warm and shit, they got access to computer, all that good stuff like that. And here they have a free breakfast, so you see a lot of, a lot of the struggle going around here. You get to meet a lot of people that are homeless out here because of the type of work. So that's what I enjoy about the job, you know what I mean? That it's like you're actually out here, you know what I mean? You're mobile. Every day is something new, you know what I'm saying?
I won't let it go.
It's not the same thing. It's not repeating the same thing over and over. But like even here, weekly, you know, we participate in the mental health report. Being able to, you know, give peer support to a lot of the people that get accepted into the program. You know what I mean? And that's like a big commitment to a lot of us. It turns big sentences into a smaller amount of time. You know, if you successfully complete the program. So, you know, Judge Miller, she's a big part of it. Recovery Insight, Aaron Eshelman, you know, they're all part of the committee. And, you know, we try to do our best. You know what I mean? That's like my goal is to try to keep people stop going back into the prisons. You know what I mean? I know for me that was the story most of the time. It was, you know, going back in and out throughout, you know, juvenile to, you know, an adult, you know. And it took time for me to actually sit back and actually, see, I wasn't diagnosed. That's the thing with the mental health until I was like 37. So, you know, that was quite a time that I didn't know, you know, a lot of why I would think outside the box, but you know, with understanding that made a lot of difference in the situation and decisions I make. But you know, back to city courtrooms, you know, we here. Who would have thought, you know, a criminal, because I'm a career criminal by jacking, you know what I'm saying? That's what society sees. But who would have been thinking that I'll be stepping in the same courtroom, training a lot of the state parolees, giving them information, a lot of re-entry programs, just letting them know that change is possible. We like living proof to that, you know what I'm saying? Not that we saints out here, man, we just try to make things better. Stop seeing my people like going back in and out of these institutions, you know what I mean? Ya tengo uno de los pies seteados. When we used to be over there and stuff, I'll be running groups. They still hit me up. Send them bread every once in a while, you know what I mean?
That's what's up.
He gonna be out for a minute.
So what's this over here, Electro? What's going on over here?
Yeah, this is where like all the peer supports, you know, they have we're mobile services, so we are in the community. So this is like our headquarters where we come, organize our notes, supervision, stuff like that. Sometimes we bring the peers here. They don't have a place to be at, but you know, it's a community room for everybody. You know, the new building.
Oh.
Tantas cosas que quedaron para mí. Y estamos presentes.
That's right, that's right. Hello. How you doing?
Working hard, I think.
How you doing, boss?
This is a new building. I just moved into it.
I'm interviewing Diana Fulham, CEO and founder of Recovery Insight. thank you for being with us today and sharing your thoughts on Electro KT. What was the moment in your life that you met Electro KT?
The moment. Well, I actually was introduced to him prior to meeting him face to face. And his brother had read a letter in church to the congregation while he was in prison. And he was telling the congregation about his accomplishments of becoming a forensic certified peer specialist. And I was in the congregation, and being an employer of certified peer specialists certainly piqued my interest. So I talked with his brother following services, and I said, you know, please have your brother get in touch with me when he's released. I would really like to talk with him. So that was sort of an informal introduction, and quickly thereafter, weeks, maybe a week, I received a letter from him. And it was very kind and insightful, and I couldn't wait to release so that we could meet face to face. So that was probably several months afterwards, and that's when we met face to face for the first time. And he was everything that I expected him to be.
Wow, sounds like divine intervention to me. Given your life experience, how can you relate that to Electro KT's journey?
Well, it hits very close to home for me. He is 1 year, well, about 6 months actually older than my oldest son, who passed away who had a similar mental health diagnosis as Electro KT, and also drug and alcohol issues. And I lost him to an overdose. So when I heard about Electro KT's past, it seemed to, it offered me a lot of hope. Because when I lost my son, I thought, you know, I don't know that there's any hope for individuals that have similar issues, but Electro KT is living proof that there certainly is, and he's added substantially to my life.
That's exactly my next question. In the present, from when you first met him, how has he impacted your life?
Well, all of my hopes and dreams and thoughts and prayers really for one who has the diagnosis of mental health disorder and drug and alcohol issues really came to fruition because he's the living evidence. And he has been on a path that he told me that he wanted and was praying about to be on successfully in his recovery and in his next journey. And he has really proved to be true.
Of all the work that Electro KT has done, what do you find the most significant?
His connection with people is incredible.
What do you see him doing in the near future for Lancaster community and moving outside the city, within the world, and the people that he serves?
I think because of his personal experiences in his life, I think that he has already had an impact on our community. The events that he has coordinated, marketed, been so strongly, he's such a strong advocate that individuals can live a life of their choosing, which, you know, for him, it's his singing and integrating the community into understanding that hip-hop music and mental illness and drug and alcohol, it can all work together in a recovery-oriented system. And I see him being extremely successful in doing that.
Absolutely, absolutely. I see that too. On a personal note, I would like to say that I would like to thank Diana for all that she does in the community yourself, and the opportunity for both myself and Electro KT, who I call Noel. We are both CPSs. Electro KT is a forensic CPS. We both work for Diana at Recovery Insight, and thank you for the opportunity to work for and are awesome coworkers. We all work together at Recovery Insight. And our last words are, as living proof yourself, do you have any words of advice, inspiration, encouragement to give to Electro KT?
Just continue what he's doing. I think in his ability to bring us together, you know, Recovery Insights team, wanting to be behind him and see that he, you know, succeeds, and we're all enthusiastic for him. And you know, I think you know, not only he's the evidence, but the team at Recovery Insights the evidence as well.
Yes, definitely. We are all living proof.
Yeah.
All right.
So thank you so much.
Well, thank you for coming here and giving your time and such kind words for Electro KT.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Experiences that I did with my father, and I had my own personal experiences. I thought, you know, there's no hope. You know, this is it. You know, there's just no hope. But you know, one day, it was about, I isolated for about 2 years. And it's not because people didn't try to get me out. It really isn't. I mean, I had wonderful friends who called and you know, asked me to do different things, and I just couldn't. And I didn't want to, and I just wanted to be alone. Was not the healthiest thing, and it's something that I advocate against today very strongly because I know what it does to the mind and to the body. But I didn't know that back then. So, in 2004, my son passed away in 2002. In 2004, my husband, we didn't have any money. He said, "You got to get a job." I said, "What do you mean I got to get a job? Why don't you get a job?" Right? I mean, it's like, this wasn't making any sense. And, but I did. And I started waitressing. And you know the neat thing about waitressing is you get to meet people, okay? You can't avoid people when you're waitressing. I didn't put 2 and 2 together back then. There wasn't the sharpest pencil in the box. But I knew we needed money, and I thought, okay, well, I can surely do this. Well, it was really hard. But you know, this is amazing. I worked at a very small restaurant in Blue Ball, Pennsylvania, and they might have 20 tables, and I could handle it. But I had to learn, you know, diet goes in the right, regular goes in the right, diet goes in the left, and decaf, and, you know, caffeinated. And I learned all these little tips from a waitress who had a mental health diagnosis, like me. But I didn't know it. And she didn't know my story. We didn't know each other's story. But she was there because there's something unique about people with a mental health diagnosis that we can identify each other in some fashion. I don't know if we just have a different way of looking at things with people, but we can connect pretty well with people. And most of the time, I think because we're so very honest about it, which is breaking down stigma, hallelujah, she supported me. And then she started sharing a little bit about her life, and I started supporting her. She told me one day, she said, "You don't belong in this restaurant." And, well, it was her family that owned it, and I'm like, oh my God, I'm not losing another job, am I? And she said, "You don't belong here." She said, "You're going to do something great." And I said, "I'm going to do something great?" Like, I was an office manager, you know, in medical facilities. That's not all, you know, that's not all that. And she says, "No," she says, "I see something in your future." Hey, listen, you know what it was? It was hope. She gave me hope. She didn't know anything more than any of us in this room know. She didn't know. But I held on to those words. You know, I held on to that because I thought, she did know. Did she really know? You know, what kind of insight does she have? I thought, how am I going to make this happen? I looked up to her now. She was my trainer at the restaurant. I thought, man, I got to make her dream come true. What am I going to do? And I got a job in a nonprofit mental health facility here in Lancaster that surveyed providers who were contracted with mental health, behavioral health, and disability services. So I had an opportunity to work as a part-time office manager and a surveyor to go out and ask people questions. Are you satisfied with, when you walk into your doctor's office, you know, are they treating you with respect? You know, do you feel that all of your questions are being answered? Do you understand the medications that you're prescribed? These were some awesome questions. And I so wished that I knew that these were the questions to pay attention to when my son and myself was in mental health services. I didn't know this stuff. I learned it on the job. And it really hit my heart because I saw the importance in it. The county was looking at their funding and trying to use it to the best benefit they could because they wanted individuals that had mental health diagnoses who did not have a voice for themselves have an avenue and an advocate to ask these questions. And I was working for the organization that did this. Well, oh my gosh, this was amazing. And this gave me just an incredible meaning in life. I found something that gave me meaning that I could make a difference in. I could be the voice of people who didn't have a voice or felt they didn't have a voice. Now, here's two things I'm going to tell you real quick. One was the day I went for the interview, the executive director met me, suit, tie, white shirt, really dressed to the hilt, you know, shiny shoes, the whole bit. And he sat down and he said, do you know what the Consumer Satisfaction Team is? That was the name of the organization, Lancaster County Consumer Satisfaction Team. Anybody ever hear that? Okay. I never did either, okay?
Yeah, man.
So,
As I came to the United States, Yonkers, New York, family, you know, trying to uplift and be able to migrate to a community. We from the west side of Puerto Rico, where it's more the tropical, you know, the more the jungle area. So naturally, we looking for more of the country setting instead of big city setting. And we ended up in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, small city out the outskirts of Philadelphia, PA. You know what I mean, right by Harrisburg, PA, the capital of PA. And, you know, being working hard. So as we migrate here from Yonkers, from Puerto Rico, you know, trying to find better ways. My mother, you know, she was studying in the University of Puerto Rico at that time. So I came with my grandmother, Noel Flores, and with Fido Negron, which was a great man in my life. And, you know, influenced a lot of my life because he was, you know, always involved in the music, and he worked for radio stations. And, you know, he would take me along while he would sell commercials for radio stations. And I think that was the first time I learned the hustle of how to, you know, produce money. And being in Puerto Rico, you know what I'm saying, and being able to do something that you love and still make money off of it, you know what I mean? I think I learned that at a very early age through him, you know, and he passed away while I was in prison. So that was something that also affected in molding my life, you know. So the story you're hearing and that you're watching in the documentary, you know what I mean, it's about, you know, mental health, awareness, you know, drug addiction, how the both come in so many ways in the common mind because, you know, usually people are duly diagnosed in that fashion. You know what I'm saying? So we self-medicate. You know, this movie's about awareness, trying to bring hope to those that, you know, really don't know me. It's like a lot of people, they see me and they're like, yo, man, I'm making this documentary. And they're like, and well, who is you? You feel me? Well, that's the next thing. My name is Noel Isern Negron. Born January 1979. other known as Electro KT, today as the Vigilante. Here behind me, this is fame. Family always maintains each other. Started off in 2005 with my brother, D. King, Mr. De Leon, you know what I mean? And from there, it was in Puerto Rico, you know what I mean? It was the hustle. It was some legal troubles that I had as a youth, and, you know, ended up, you know, running over there. But at the same time, you know, the seed was planted, you know what I mean? And much support from when it started then. You know, hip hop has always been in my blood, the culture. I always loved that. I grew up, I remember breakdancing and cardboards, you know what I'm saying, with my uncles. I was always involved with the older crowd, you know, the young buck coming through. So, you know what I mean, you're gonna witness a lot of the experiences. Today I find myself working as a CPS, a certified peer specialist, as a forensic department, you know, working for a great company called Recovery Insight, which you're gonna get to witness behind the scenes of my everyday interaction with this real world. How do I end up doing this with entertainment? What? Because I love this, you know what I'm saying? They sold me in as I grew as a man behind going to state prison and self-educated myself like many do. You know, time is what you make it, and you will see it throughout this film that you're gonna see. You're gonna see a lot of the law of attraction, you know, the word of the Lord, you know, a lot of people that are going through the same struggles and how I relate to my everyday life, and use the entertainment as a tool to be able to speak and bring an outlet to those that, you know, at one time, like me, felt hopeless, you know what I'm saying? I was ready to, you know, give in and give out whatever, you know what I mean, it took, if I believed in it, which I did at the time. In many ways, the lifestyle definitely showed it, you know, and a lot of what you're seeing are the blessings that today, you know, through our great people that had become a team of fame. Family always maintains each other, which is the real fame, you know what I mean? And it's all about giving back to the community, but you're gonna witness a lot behind the scenes. Freeway Ricky Ross, the real Freaky Ross, you know what I mean, that come and support, and, you know, here in the 717. Definitely, you're gonna see a lot of cracks in the system, a lot of the way that relates, you know, how legal marijuana affects a lot of the pharmaceutical. You're gonna see a lot behind the scenes of places that, in this forensic, what I do for Recovery Insight, throughout the blessing, the story of Diana Fulham, that also has been part of my life. You're gonna see so much of what I could expose in just a short period of time through the blessings, to be able to give some kind of insight for you to understand what many go through, and it's just being misunderstood. With the really proper guidance and just opportunities, what is broken could be fixed to be beautiful. And that's what you're gonna be seeing and witnessing throughout this journey. My name's Noel Isern. I'm a forensic CPS. They call me the Vigilante, Electro KT. Through hip hop, we're gonna explore this journey. So you're gonna witness a lot of new talent, networking, international talent, a lot of support that's coming from the hoods, just real stories, and just speaking facts. See, when I fell in love with hip hop, it was reporting the facts, so maybe somebody could listen and help. So this is my call to help. This is my call to help, to inspire others, to empower others, as our entertainment company does. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, so if I could go to state prison for 4 years and put a game plan together, a vision board, and accomplish, you know, 90% of that in 3 years' time, walk with parole, still be supporting and standing for helping others in my community, for maybe the destruction that has been imparted to us. We're gonna see behind the scenes of the government status, you know, of real life numbers, so that you don't think I'm just making this up and just living this dream. No, this is real life. This is real numbers. We're gonna come with you with real facts, real artists, you know what I mean, that are in the music industry, people that are, you know, coming up, you know, and really seeing what this stage and what this stands for to them, you know, in their own words. You know, come with this journey with me, and you're gonna see.
My next individual is Billboard G from Leicester City. What was the moment in your life that you met Electro KT?
Well, man, I think it was at one of my shows we met, if I'm not mistaken.
Remember where that was? Or
Chameleon Club.
Chameleon Club. Given your life experience, how can you relate to Electro KT?
I mean, we both been in the system at one point. I mean, now we're trying rebounding, chasing dreams, chasing our goals, and making it happen.
What was your first impression?
Charismatic.
In the present, how has he impacted your life?
I mean, got me into acting.
Into acting?
Yeah, right? That's what we're talking about. Yeah, it got me into.
Anyway, yeah. Anyway that he impacted your life,
Yeah,
that's a fact.
I mean,
Yeah.
now it got me into wanting to be on the big screen now.
All right.
That's good.
That is fantastic. What has he done for someone indirectly that has had a positive effect?
I mean, I know he speaks to the youth. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of youth out there that listen to what he got to say. I mean, he counsels the youth, so that helps out a lot of people.
Of all the work that Electro KT has done, what do you find the most significant?
I mean, I know his new adventure, what he's about to do is go off into prisons and speak to people in prison and stuff, and I feel like that's very impactful. So when people come home, they can do the right things, I mean, and have some type of ambition and not thinking they're institutionalized.
Change their lives.
Mm-hmm.
What do you see him doing in the near future for the Lancaster community and expanding its movement out of the city and into the world and the people that he serves?
I mean, a lot of mentorship, a lot of empowerment programs, just a huge outreach. I mean, for the youth to do better, positivity, for sure.
As living proof yourself, an inspiration, what advice do you give Electro KT moving forward?
Never stop. Just keep going. You know what I mean? No matter what. Stop playing.
Okay. Thank you for taking the time today
Thank you.
to speak with us and give positive words to
No
Electro.
problem. Thank you.
Thank you.
Go.
All right. The next person that we are chatting with today is Corio, an artist from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Corey, at what moment in your life did you meet Electro KT?
I met Electro KT about 3 months ago through a hip-hop event that he helped kind of get off the ground. It was a pretty cool event that got a lot of youth out, really.
In your life experience, how can you relate to Electro and his journey?
Well, easy right off the top. I like to help people. That's just what he does. He's a facilitator for a lot of people, and a lot of problems kind of get solved if they go to Electro KT. You know what I mean? He's a very good problem solver, people helper.
Absolutely. How has he had an impact on your life?
He's one of those constant positive figures that you'll never. If you're ever having like a down day or if you're feeling like you can't get right, he's always positive. He's quick to shoot you a positive message, even if he sees you post something like a cry out for help. He's there to answer that cry 9 times out of 10.
That's fantastic. Has he ever done something indirectly for someone that you might know that has a positive effect?
Yeah, definitely. Just the way he will vibe to somebody's music, even if there might be offbeat a little bit, just starting out, scared, nervous. I saw him just really in the front row vibing out to this guy's music, and I'm sure that put a smile on that kid's face for sure.
Very positive.
Yeah, always positive.
Very encouraging.
Exactly.
Of all the work that Electro KT has done, what do you find the most significant?
I think I mean I'm a visual kind of person, so I like the fact that he's doing documentaries right now. So this right here is an inspiration to me.
What do you see him doing in the near future for Lancaster's community and expanding its movement out of the city and into the world and the people that he serves?
I feel like his consistency, there's just really no telling where we could be if he just kind of keeps doing what he's doing and bringing positive people together. You know, there's a lot of people doing a lot of small things, and if we can bring them all together, he can make it a big thing.
Small things make big progress.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have Any advice or encouragement that you would like to give Electro KT today?
Just keep doing you.
Thank you for taking the time to talk to us and give positive words to KT.
Well, thank you, Kim.
Go.
My next interview is with Dan. He is an artist recovering with addiction. Dan, at what moment in your life did you meet Electro KT?
I met him about 2 years ago through a buddy, Larry. They're both entrepreneurs and go far and above the limits where most people stop and think it won't work. So I love that about them. I would like to think I see that in myself also. But yeah, as soon as I met him, and then I found out, I didn't know for a little bit because he's like so busy, he'd stop in to help us with the show that we were doing on YouTube and stuff. Then I found out that he was inactive, like he's a higher guy with helping people get recovery and all that. And I was like, man, so I reached out to him because at some of my groups where I go, there's like stuff and I would always reach out to him like, how should I approach this counselor and you know, is this just my stuff from before getting in the way of my recovery? And he'd always be so awesome with me and like had the answers and all that. That's what was like really awesome about me leaving the Philadelphia area, coming to Lancaster, was people like, you know, Noel, Electro KT, and Larry, my cousin Eric. It was really awesome.
Right. Given your lived experience, how can you relate to Electro KT's journey?
Oh, I feel I relate almost 100% other than not living his life, you know. But at one point I never imagined a life outside of that life. And for a long time, I thought I was this gangster, this dealer, and I was really just a slave to the drugs. There wasn't really money coming in. That was something, the drugs created that illusion for me. And I was letting the eye fool the mind. You know, that's what I think it was an illusion. And now that I'm up here, it's just nice to see other people that have made it. Because where I'm from, the people that make it, you never see them again. And the same people that don't make it, you never see again. So it's almost like a blind thing that you just don't even think of. You know, but it's nice to meet some people that were going through the same stuff because it's definitely lonely when you do the right thing. Not everybody jumps on the bandwagon.
That's true.
You know.
What was your first impression of Electro KT?
Oh, immediately he dresses well, great eye contact, handshake. Everyone that entered the room, he had proper etiquette. Where I think a lot with the rap and a lot of the entertainment on the lower levels before you make it, the etiquette lacks huge. And it's those people that have that small thing that they know how to properly address people as they meet them that have even the possibility to go up, you know.
In the present, how has he impacted your life?
Oh, he's awesome. There's people that I actively reach out to him that reach out to me looking for help after all these years. Because I know a lot of people that were lifers in a way to these drugs. So every time somebody reaches out to me, I reach out to him, and within a day, even sometimes 5 minutes, there's a number, there's this, oh, if they don't have insurance, this is the insurance we work with, this is who, if he fills it out, he can provide it. So mainly, like me and him just personally, it's getting my old friends or people that at least know that I'm better, that reached out help.
What has Electro done for someone indirectly that has had a positive effect?
I would say, without a doubt, just the events he does. Like he does all these multiple things, Latin dance night, he hires instructors. And in the background, because a lot of these events, like there can be other things, like people come after they drank or this, he's in the background just taking care of people. Like he's aware when somebody might be down, hurt, you know, and so everything he does centers back to like his heart and his mission, which is pretty cool.
Of all the work that Electro KT has done, what do you find the most significant?
I would say, and I haven't seen much of it till now that he's bringing everybody out, I would say it's the addiction thing he does, the people he's able to reach through a vast network of different types of people who wouldn't be friends on Facebook. The fact he can bring in this wide range of people to this thing, I think is just potent. And now that I see it, it's like, man, you're really doing this on all levels. You got different stuff going on. It's really cool.
What do you see him doing in the near future for the Lancaster community and expanding the movement outside the city and into the world and to the people that he serves?
I feel that what it'll be pretty much is he's going to stay in this addiction thing. I think he'll eventually grow into helping housing, working. Like he's so adaptive to what it just, because it's, I guess, addiction in a way is like a guerrilla warfare. At least for me it is.
Right.
My addiction hides in the shadows where you can't talk about it, or it's that weird thing that's awkward, and he's able to maneuver all that and understand it from both sides. And I think that's why he's just growing this whole thing. I think each thing, because of how well he does the main gist of it, where it starts from, I think it'll all pretty much grow exponentially.
As living proof, what inspiration, advice, or encouragement can you give Electro KT moving forward?
Just thank you so much. You've helped me and my friends in so much that you do, and I really do appreciate you, because when I call you, it's not for a ride. Like when I hit him up randomly, it's like, hey, my buddy's messed up somewhere. He don't have a ride, he doesn't have insurance, and it's, hey buddy, this is how we'll help him. Like where most people would run away from that information, he's like, oh no, I know exactly what to do here. So thank you for that. When I didn't know who to turn to, you always had a good answer. I appreciate that.
Well, thank you for being here
Thank
today
you
and
so
sharing
much.
your story, and take care of yourself.
Yeah, I will. Thank you so much.
Thank you. The next person that I will be interviewing is Dots from Lancaster. He is the host of Cypher in the Cellar. And Dots, at what moment in your life did you meet Electro KT?
I met him about 3 or 4 months ago when we started filming Cypher in the Cellar at our new spot, our season 2. Yeah, I met him. He came in to help out. Actually, I met him once during season 1, briefly, and then you know, when he started getting involved when we moved to the new spot and started season 2. Yeah.
How do you relate to Electro KT's journey?
I think it's an awesome journey. I mean, I've heard, you know, some of his story, you know, bits and pieces at certain times, you know, just from conversation, you know, and, you know, I don't know his full story, but, you know, the more I get to know him, you know, it's a very interesting story. It's you know, I think his journey is helpful going forward to, you know, as far as how he relates it to younger kids and to, you know, to other people who may have been in similar situations. So yeah, I think he has a great story.
What is your first impression of him?
My first impression of him, honestly, and I don't say this about a lot of people, so I'm not just saying it, but like he was like a real cool dude, like from like off the rip, you know what I mean? Like we had like great conversation from the start. You know, I'm the type of person, I rarely talk to people, so, you know, unless they have something to say, you know, so, yeah.
How has Electro KT impacted your life?
Man, he motivates me, you know, to want to do things the right way, you know, and to know that, you know, you can have a past and you know, a bad past and your future can be bright, you know. So, I mean, I think that's the motivation is the most important thing that I take away from our friendship, yeah.
What has Electro done for someone indirectly that has a positive effect?
I mean, I think just like events like this, you know, bringing people together, you know what I mean, and that's probably as indirect as you can get, you know, because you're affecting people without even knowing it, you know. So bringing people together, I think, is the main thing I would say.
What do you see him doing in the near future for Lancaster community and for the world and the people he serves, moving that forward?
Again, you know, just providing, you know, a place for people to be able to meet, you know, different people from different walks of life to be able to come together and meet. I think that's a tremendous credit, you know, to him, you know, to be able to do that. And, you know, I think that is how you begin to heal, you know, the sort of ills that we have in the world, you know what I mean? So, I mean, that's the best way to go about it, you know, just bring people together and let people kind of work out their differences, you know, in life, you know what I mean? And people see that, people on the outside see that, so, you know, indirectly it affects everyone, you know?
What words of advice, encouragement, inspiration would you like to give to Electro KT moving forward?
Just keep going, brother, you know, just keep doing what you're doing, you know, and, you know, the results will pay off, you know what I mean? And, you know, unfortunately, sometimes we're not always around to see, you know, the payoff, but You know, you just got to keep doing. You know, you don't look for the payoff. You just do it because you know that's what's right, and that's what's in your heart. So, you know, I appreciate him for that.
He does have a big heart.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing with us today.
Okay. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
All right.